So, you've recently moved from California to Texas. Then you really need to know how to converse in Texan. Here's a survival guide you won't find anywhere else. Or, alternatively, look at this as a guide to help you from getting your newbie butt kicked upon moving to Texas. Mother here, and today I will be speaking to all the Californians who have recently moved to Texas and any other U.S. foreigner who thought it was a good idea to come here. Seeing how Governor Abbott has not put a bounty on any of your heads yet, we must assume that you being here warrants something positive, but that's for another day. Since 2022, over 300,000 Californians have moved to our great state. With so many Californians moving to Texas, allow me to contribute this video to help you out. Number one, to the majority of you, if you vote the way you did in California, you will, one day, be able to have exactly what you had in California that spurred you to move to Texas. So please, change your ways now. As well, all we wish for when immigrants come into the state is to be able to communicate with them. So for those of you with a handle on the language that are moving to Texas, here you go with a few Texanisms that are unique to the Lone Star State. Dadgummit. If you break this phrase down, it's likely that you understand all three words separately, but together has nothing to do with dad or gum or with an it. Dadgummit can be used to replace virtually any swear word in Texas. Stub your toe, dadgummit. Lock your keys in your car, dadgummit. This should be used to replace damn it and all get out. You'll use the Texas slang phrase all get out when you want to convey the most extreme case of something. If you're dining at a steakhouse and want to comment on how great the meal is, you can say, this steak is as good as all get out. Come hell or high water. If there's one thing to know about Texans is that they're pretty loyal. If they tell you they'll do something, then they'll do it come hell or high water. This means that they'll do it no matter what it takes. Pitch a hissy fit. To pitch a hissy fit means to throw a tantrum. While it's often used for children, adults can also pitch hissy fits. I've seen a few Karens that recently arrived from the West do this. If you really want to learn Texas slang and impress the locals, then next time someone's throwing a hissy fit, exclaim, wow, she's throwing a meaner tantrum than a $2 rattlesnake. Yana Lone Star or Yana Bach? Yana is Texans for do you want a? A polite Texan is offering you a Lone Star beer or a Shiner Bock beer. Bless your heart. While bless your heart is a phrase familiar to many Southerners, the context and inflection in a Texas conversation can mean the difference between a friendly phrase and a barb. It's all about inflection in Texas, as to which it is. Bless your heart, or bless your heart. All hat, no cattle. Texans are often associated with confidence and can-do bravado alongside their state pride. But this is a phrase referring to a Texan with an ego not even a 10-gallon hat can hold. Coke. Although Texans tend to say Coke, they don't always mean a Coca-Cola. Coke is often used to refer to any carbonated beverage. If someone asks you for a Coke in Texas, it's likely that they'll next be asked, what kind? Corn-fed. This particular phrase doesn't necessarily have to do with corn. Corn-fed people in Texas may refer to corn-eating horses or corn-fed boys, which tends to mean that the person or critter in question is big. Big, heavy, broad-shouldered men are often referred to in this way. Fixin' to is often pronounced as fixin' in Texas conversations and means someone is about to do something. Texans may say they are fixin' to go to the store, for example. Now, newcomers should be careful not to mistake fixin' for fixins, which refer to side dishes or condiments, such as someone asking for a burger with all the fixins. Did you eat yet? This is not an Area 51 top secret airplane. A common Texas greeting alongside howdy is "J'eat jet?" Pronounced "J'eat jet." The question is often given to friends or family members, meaning, did you eat yet, or have you eaten yet? This phrase may be shortly followed by "squeak" for let's go eat. Squeak. Might could. The phrase might could in a Texas conversation is one of those slang terms that are actually longer than the original. When a Texan says, "I might could get that done," or "I might could do it," the phrase is a stand-in for maybe. Texas locals tend to claim the state has 4 seasons: drought, flood, blizzard, and twister. Each of these can change at the drop of the hat, and a large state like Texas with so many varying environments means that it has a dramatic, sometimes unforgiving weather. Naturally, this means the weather is a popular topic of Texas conversation and a popular subject for slang. Panhandle rain, for example, refers to a dust storm, a common phenomenon in the Texas Panhandle and the high Flat Plains region of the Northwest. "It's so dry I'm spitting cotton," referring to dry conditions. "That's a real frog strangler," referring to a thunderstorm. "Hotter than a honeymoon hotel," referring to hot weather. "Cold as a cast iron commode," referring to cold weather. "The wind's blowing like perfume through a prom," referring to gusty weather. Tank. Although a tank may seem pretty straightforward, referring to the armored vehicle, a Texas tank has more to do with its homegrown cattle ranchers. A tank is known in Texas as a pond, usually man-made, used for watering cattle. Tanks are also used for fishing and occasionally swimming, although not necessarily or wisely used at the same time. Texas ranchers have been known to take a dip in one once the temperatures climb over 100 degrees. Similar to might could, the Texas use of whole nother is in itself a whole nother instance of a slang term being longer than the word it replaces. Texas conversations often use whole nother to replace another, utilizing the phrase, "That's a whole nother can of worms," to a tangent or something entirely different from the topic at hand. Hearing that in a conversation is generally a good cue that someone needs to get back to the main subject. Keep your saddle oiled and your gun greased. Be prepared. Lick that calf again? Repeat that? Not my barn, not my cattle, or skin your own buffalo. Mind your own business. Wash your pig. Don't waste time and effort. Don't squat on your spurs. Don't act without thinking. Lie down with dogs and get up with fleas. Actions, including unwise and impulsive ones, have consequences. Any mule's tail can catch burrs. Hardships can and will touch everybody. At the end of the day, newcomers to the Lone Star State shouldn't be too worried about keeping up with every part of the lingo. The most important thing is to bring a howdy and a solid handshake and meet Southern hospitality with a friendly attitude. With that done, most Texans will be happy to show you how to two-step through a chat. So, for Pete's sake, please adjust. Make an attempt to blend in and acclimate to your new environment. And if you piss in someone's 10-gallon hat, well, good luck to yous. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell. Come back and see us. I've got miles to go before I sleep.